I'm principal here at Ysleta High School. A little bit about my background. I am a graduate of YSD. I did graduate from Riverside High School and did receive my degree. My background is actually in science. I'm a microbiology major with a minor in chemistry, and was actually going down the pre-med route when I graduated. And in the process of graduating and getting ready for my MCAT, obviously I had to find myself a good paying job to get through that process. And I actually, in researching, working for laboratories, found that they didn't pay as much as working as an instructor at EPCC. So I actually started working as a part-time instructor at EPCC, and that's how I fell in love with teaching, believe it or not, because that was not in my cards when I first went through all of this. And then I fell in love with teaching and then started looking into the public school system. And then I got certified in a composite science degree and applied for Socorro District and got picked up. And so I've been now in education since 2000, so 17 years in education. So I was a science teacher in the Socorro District at America's High School and Socorro High School. And then I decided to get my master's degree in administration. And the reason for that was in observing and collaborating, working with my colleagues and teachers, I felt I could make more of an impact on students' lives at that level as an administrator. From working with colleagues that were phenomenal in the classroom to working with colleagues who were not so phenomenal and who I thought, you're not doing justice to our children. And I thought, I could make a greater impact as an administrator, ensuring that we've got good quality teachers that care about our kids and are actually teaching them and getting them ready. And that's why I decided to do that. And so I got my degree and then applied here in the YSD for administration and got picked up at Riverside High School, my alma mater where I graduated from. And so I was an assistant principal there for 9 years. And then I was very fortunate to then get the principalship here at Ysleta High School. And so I'm starting my 5th year here.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your successes here at the high school.
Well, when I first got Ysleta High School, they were having a little bit of troubles at that time. In the span, I believe, of about 6 years, they had gone through about 4 or 5 principals. And so it had not been very consistent. And so when I first got to school, where the last principal, though, had made some progress with the school, we were dead last in student attendance. Our scores were also dead last in all of the, compared to all the other high schools in the district. So I knew we had some work to do, and there were issues with discipline and things of that nature. So we came in, started working with my assistant principals, started to look at what systems were in place or lack thereof, and then really just started with basics in having sound systems and structures in place where all decisions made were based on what was best for students and not what was convenient for us adults. And every decision that we make is based on that. What's best for our kids, not what's convenient for us. And what's best for them, then we're gonna move forward. Okay, what are our obstacles? Obstacles are not an excuse, but how are we gonna get around those obstacles then to meet the needs of our kids? And so that's been the philosophy, and it's worked out very well for us. And I've had some faculty and staff that jumped right on board and said, let's do this full force. And then I've had others that have said, this isn't for me. And so they've moved on. And so we went from being dead last to now we're #1 in student attendance in the district, #1 in faculty student attendance, because that was also an issue. Our teachers need to be here. So they're being taught by our master teachers and not by substitutes. And this year we were the only high school in the district to receive all 7 designations from TEA, one of only 3 in the city. So we are beyond proud of what we've accomplished, and it's a tough population. We are about 25% ELL, about 15% SPED, but with that vision and that philosophy that let's identify our obstacles, but they're not an excuse. Let's figure out a way around them and how to meet those needs. We've been able to accomplish what we have. So we're very proud. I'm very proud of my staff. I'm very proud of my teachers and my kids.
What are some of the challenges you're facing?
One would be the language, because we are high 25% ELL. That's a challenge. And so not only are the kids coming in not knowing the language, not knowing it at all, or very limited in their language, but you also have high mobility. And what we notice is a lot of them do move quite a bit from school to school. And so that, I think, is our biggest obstacle. And so what we've done is we've set up systems in place where we don't allow the kids to fall through the cracks, and we challenge them. And we have a lot of one-to-one working with them. So one of the things that's worked for us is I've really invested in human capital. And by that, I mean, for example, we created what's called an academic center, and they didn't have that before. We created an academic center that's open for the kids from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6 on Fridays. And I've hired 8, we've built it up. We started with about 5 college tutors. We're now up to 18 college tutors that we hire from the university. And so I have the kids come in and go in with the highly at-risk populations in the classrooms to serve as a support for the teacher in the classroom. So we have 2 people in there with them, helping them, making sure they're learning, they're understanding, and then they also help support and pull the kids out for tutoring after school, and we have targeted tutoring for them after school as well. For tutoring and to ensure that they're doing their work and not failing their courses and falling behind on credits. Because then the kids become discouraged, and then that's how they end up dropping out of school. And so we're constantly on top of the kids to make sure they're passing their classes and understanding what's going on in class, so they're not falling behind on credits.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, one of the things that we've done is last year, we applied to be a T-STEM designated campus, and we received the designation from TEA, so we're excited for that because it helps attract the kids. A lot of our children don't come to school because they want to be in the classroom and learn about algebra. They come because of the extracurricular or co-curricular things that are occurring. They love the law program, or they're really interested in hands-on robotics or athletics or band. That's the driving force and motivation for the kids. So we really need to build those areas, because academics, fine arts, and athletics are all intertwined. They're not single areas. They're intertwined. They help support one another. So not only did we focus on academics, but we focused on fine arts and athletics as well. So we've built up a robotics program where the kids really like the hands-on. And a lot of our ELL kids love hands-on. They really learn with that. So that's something that's helped promote our school and has helped engage and keep the kids interested in coming to school. One of the other things that we've done is this year, we are now in early college high school, and we just got our first little cohort of freshmen that will go down that path. And so we have 99 students that are part of the early college high school this year. So that's a new venture for us, something new that we're all experiencing and learning this year. So really exciting, where 4 years ago they were like, this school is at the bottom, it didn't have a very good reputation, to now, who would have thought we're now an early college high school and a T-STEM designated campus.